Hi readers, Miss Smalls here again. Today we're going to be listening to Chapter 2 of Mercy Watson to the Rescue. Our goal for today is to determine who the main character of the story is. In the beginning, when we read our story, we took a sneak peek, and in the beginning we saw the cover of our story showed the title, Mercy Watson to the Rescue, and we discovered Mercy Watson is one of the characters in the story. As we began reading in chapter 1, we discovered Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson, which are Mercy's caregivers. They take care of her. In chapter 1, we learned that Mr. and Mrs. Watson, they sang Mercy to sleep every night. And as she went to sleep, she thought about hot buttered toast, and that made her feel really warm inside as she slept. Sometimes when Mercy was asleep, she became afraid. And when she became afraid, she would just go right to Mr. and Mrs. Watson's bed, hop in bed with them, and she slept very comfortably. That's what we read so far in chapter 1. So we have three characters here: Mercy Watson, Mr. Watson, and Mrs. Watson. So our goal is to find out, who is this story all about? Who is the main person that this story is about, or main character that the story is about? So as I read to you chapter 2 today, I want you to be listening for clues to determine who the main character is. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to do some noticings before I read each page by taking a look at what I see in the pictures. So in this first picture, here at the bottom, I see Mr. Watson fast asleep, and he's dreaming. And here in his dream, you can see that he is driving. And I guess he's driving pretty fast. He has his goggles on, and he is really taking off. So let's see what's happening here in chapter 2. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy were all in bed together. They were all dreaming. Mr. Watson was dreaming of driving a very fast car. Vroom, said Mr. Watson in his sleep. Vroom, vroom. Mrs. Watson was dreaming of buttering hot toast for Mercy. She buttered one piece, and then another piece, and then another. Okay, let's do some noticings here. At the bottom of this page, Mrs. Watson, she's fast asleep as well. And here she is dreaming, and she's dreaming of making that hot, buttery toast for Mercy as Mercy looks on. And then on the other page, we see Mercy is asleep, and she is dreaming as well. And she's dreaming of all of that hot buttered toast that Mrs. Watson has already made. So she's looking forward to it, seems like it. So let's take a look at what we have here on pages 8 and 9. Have some more, dear, Mrs. Watson said in her sleep. Eat up. Yum, yum. Mercy was dreaming about hot buttered toast too. In Mercy's dream, hot buttered toast was piled high on her favorite plate, and Mrs. Watson was buttering still more. It was an excellent dream. Okay, friends, let's take a look at what's happening here. So they are all in bed, snug as a bug in a rug, the three of them, and they're all dreaming. They seem to be looking very pleasant and content and happy. But as I look at the bottom of the page, I see this board that's kind of out of place. So let's see what's happening here on page 10. Mr. Watson said, vroom, vroom. Mrs. Watson said, have some more, dear. Mercy snuffled and chewed in her sleep. Mr. Watson and Mrs. Watson and Mercy were all so busy sleeping that they did not hear the bed creak. They were also busy dreaming that they did not hear the floor moan. Awesome. All right, so let's think about what has happened here in chapter 2 so far. What have we learned about these three characters? Mr. Watson, Mrs. Watson, and Mercy Watson. So here, just like in chapter 2, they are busying themselves taking care of Mercy. So Mrs. Watson, her main goal is to make sure that Mercy's okay, making all the buttered toast that she wants and taking care of her. So I think as we come to the end of this chapter, everyone's really concerned about Mercy, taking care of Mercy. It's all about Mercy getting her hot buttered toast, being comfortable in bed. That's the concern. So I think that our main character here is going to be Mercy Watson. And another clue would be that in the title of the story, it says Mercy Watson to the rescue. So that means Mercy Watson's going to be rescuing someone or some people. So as we conclude, today's main character of Mercy Watson to the Rescue is Mercy Watson.